So back again. We're gonna do this sort of mod diaries for Skyrim. This is the second video of my little modding moment. I guess when I add new stuff, I'm just gonna when I go into test, I'm just gonna start riffing about what I've added and what the heck's going on, because it's kind of fun. And it's helping me figure out, recording and playing and talking and multitasking, all of that, as well as testing out the recording option in Steam, which is pretty cool. I'm really happy about that. I think I said that in my last video, but I'm happy that my new mic works well. There's kind of a bit of a cutout when playing it back, but we'll figure that out later. Anyway, let's get into what we're doing here, because I don't want this to be like a half an hour long video. So this is Nordic UI that we're looking at right now. And that does change Sky UI as well. And it does mean that I had to swap out True HUD instead and put Sky HUD in, which was kind of a thing. We'll get into that. I really just wanted this start screen. I think I said this in my last video, but I'm following a modding tutorial by ADH Descent, and I'm in video number 8, and he's using something called like main title spinning logo or something. It just takes the main title screen that's black with the spinning logo and like lets you change the color of the logo and makes it spin, because the original is actually static. It gives you like different gold options, and there's like it's not really silver, and I want like a sparkly silver option. Didn't exist, and then I got bored of that. So Nordic UI, this is beautiful, and I love it. It's got that same sort of minimalist black and white vibe, but with a little bit of accents that give it that sort of rustic Skyrim vibe, which I love. So we're gonna get into it and create our character. I did mention that in the last video, that I tend to make different iterations of my comic book character. So the medieval version of her is Talvi, and I'm gonna start there right now and kind of try and quickly create a character while talking and not boring you guys to death. This is Racemenu. Now, when modding this much, I kind of forget what the game actually looks like in general, originally, so that's fun. It's okay. I'm gonna try to create Talvi here, but I don't have everything that I need to create her installed. The way it works, as far as I can tell with Racemenu, this adds a lot of extra sliders so that you can create more unique characters. Kind of like in The Sims. I think I mentioned The Sims in my last video, but it definitely gives you more. You can sculpt as well, which is pretty wild. I am definitely going to be getting into some of that stuff later. But for now, we're going to work with the sliders. And create our girly pop here. Kind of excited about that. Well, I'm not excited right now because, I mean, like this preset is supposed to look totally different. So hopefully when I put in, I'm not sure what it is, it's going to change that, but we'll see what happens. I have all the numbers written down of what I used to create Talvi, so I'm a little bit nervous that I won't get the same look when I add in all the other stuff. Like you can add in like eye colors and like a bunch of eyebrows and like makeup and all this kind of stuff, and makeup will like pop up in certain areas. Like I think one of the makeup mods I have turns up in like the neck color or chin color or something, so it's kind of confusing, and it does mean you lose options, because I had like chosen, I'm going to choose number 3 for like the cheek and the nose and the chin, and it all kind of matched. And I think there was a forehead, yeah, so they all matched, and it gave her like a kind of bronzed look, but I chose like a peach pinky reddy color that just, I don't know, it just looked nice. It looked nice. And then when I put the makeup in, it like changed some of those into like full face bronzy looks, and I was like confused. It just swaps in different sliders, so it's a whole learning curve. But basically trying to learn how to quickly sort of do things and not ramble and bore you guys to death. Again, I said that, but it's hard for me play this game without completely overhauling the look. So that includes just the textures of everything, and basically mostly the characters, I think, are just pretty rough. And I know that that's like the point. It's Skyrim. The world, I think, is meant to be sort of rugged and rough country. It's not like easy living, you know, there's farming and all this kind of stuff. So it's not like posh city living behind a, you know, it's just, I get the aesthetic, but it's not for me. Like, I find Bethesda's games in general tend to be very sort of blah. Like, even the Fallouts, like, before modding, it's like there's just kind of a gray, brown, beige. That's what I call it. It's just kind of this wash of, like, gray, brown, beige that I just like, I'm like, it's just a little depressing. So my favorite color is purple, so I'm very much like into bright colors and shiny things. So when I mod this game, I'm like, I gotta do something. Now, I'm trying to pick the look what this does to her, like, gives her these chiclet teeth. I'm trying to pick these. It's supposed to be mouth shape 13 up here and then mouth to 8, but at the moment, because of current race menu settings, that is not it. Hopefully I can get back my original Talvi look, because I'll be very sad if I can't. That's going to be a little bit upsetting. But yeah, so, you know, in terms of overhauls, I'm just like, you know, the characters is a big one for me, and the textures of the overall look of the textures, which I like. Skyland, I think it's called Skyland AIO, and it comes with its own parallax as well, and it's just like a perfect slap it on, get it done, move on to the next thing, which I really prefer. I love me the AIOs, where I don't, which stands for all in one, if I didn't say that and you are wondering what the hell I'm talking about. It just means an all-in-one where you don't have to go and download like 30 different plugins. It's just, or 30 different, you know, things all over the place. You don't have to hunt and peck. It's just like, it's all there, ready to go. It could be, usually it means it's a giant file, which, you know, you gotta get, you gotta be ready to download a big amount of stuff, especially for textures, but that's okay. I think this is good. I'm just gonna quickly do the nose here, because I don't know, I'm not supposed to change the nose with this preset, but I'm like, something wacky is happening. Oh my good lord. That's gonna have to do. Let's finish Talvi here, shall we? I don't want to spend too much time on this. And that's Talvi. Whoops. Talvi test. And here we are. This is alternate perspective, the room that I was talking about. What I like about it is we can start with some money. This is for testing. Like, when I play the game normally, I'm not gonna cheat start, but it gives you a bunch of cheaty shit. When I play test, I like to make the playing a bit fun. What I usually end up doing is getting a horse and just riding between like Riverwood and Whiterun and Riften and Solitude. Riften and Solitude are my favorites. Those are like my hoods and we'll be there a lot. But I like to go between those places when looking at like the grass mods and the parallax. It's a whole thing. And it just gives you a good sense. Going between those places, it gives you a good sense of like with the weather changing and all that kind of stuff. So I'm just grabbing all the little goodies. So in this box there was a bunch of money, lockpicks, there's food here. Oops, almost forgot that bread. The wardrobe had our armor in it. I like to just choose the leather, and this chest has got the weapons, and then there's spell books here. I just want healing, and then I always pick sparks even though I never use it. I don't play like wizard or warrior characters very frequently. I like to play rogues and thieves. I'm playing a Bard in Baldur's Gate for the first time, which has been a blast. And yeah, so let's go over what we're doing here. So again, this is alternate perspective. And right now I just have my ENB installed, like I said in the last video, which is Nat 3 Weathers. Such an awkward word title. And then I'm using Berserkyr ENB, which is my favorite. There's still a bunch I haven't tried, to be honest. Like, I know there's like Obsidian Weather, then Rudy, which is a big combination that a lot of people use. There's also Cathedral Weather, which I really like the Cathedral, you know, setup, or what do you call it? Like the collection. That's a good word for it. I love their flowers and grasses. Like, they do a good job of performance, but still nice kind of stuff, so you don't overdo it. I have a 3090 NVIDIA, like an EVGA, but I don't want to, you know, fry it. I only got it in 2020. So anyway, yeah, so we've got the Nat Weather, Berserkyr ENB, and I've got the whole Lux system installed as well, which is what's giving us, I think that's part of what's giving us these gorgeous beams with the particle bits, which is fun. One of the things that Lux, I think, is messing up right now, though, is it's expecting me to have some rugs and pelts, which I do not have. I think this is called Peltapalooza, and then Ragnarok on the floor here, which is why there's purple going on, because I have not put those in yet. I think I mentioned this in my last video. I'm going to keep saying that because I don't want to reiterate it, but you know, I'm re-modding for like the 5th time here because I've had multiple failed attempts and adventures. And the last time I decided to save all my zip stuff from the download folder. Like, I saved basically my MO2 instance, and I just saved like the downloads folder so that I had all the zips, because there's a lot of things that are really big and long and I don't want to download them all, especially the character overhauls. It's like, I use the Cathedral NPC overhaul, but then I also put either like Northbourne NPCs over top, or I am using a new set that I have found that are so good. And they usually do them by like hold, which means you have to download them in big sets, and it's just a lot of downloading that I'd rather not do again. So, I almost went to like click make bed like it was The Sims. Anyways, let's get out of this room. I've explained everything mod-wise in here so far. So the way we get out of here is we talk to this little dragon dude. Isn't he cute? Hey, bub. So click and then click again for whatever reason. To click twice, and it gives you a bunch of options to start. One of the cool things about alternate perspective is that it gives you a start where you can go straight to Helgen. If you don't do this and just go straight to the door, it'll take you to Helgen before the main quest starts. So it lets you talk to people and like get acquainted with the town before the story happens. If you played, you know, it kind of gives it a little bit more of, I don't know if it's like, it gets you attached to it before it takes it away, I guess, which is kind of an interesting story device, or plot device, if you will. But what we're going to do, what I usually do, is just start in an inn. It's awkward. I usually start in one of the inns. Shipwrecked is actually really fun. I did that once. It's not for testing because it's kind of like another scenario and it takes a minute to get anywhere. You are in a ship and it's underwater, so if you know like how the game works, like you're unable to breathe, and it's a challenge to get out of. It was fun. So I may start there, or I may do Helgen. I haven't decided yet. It's I don't know what the rest of these things are really. I don't know. So it gives you, you know, if you're bored of playing it, it gives you options. I have no business doing this much modding, but it doesn't matter. I want to play it like sandbox and make my own story up. So I think I'm going to start. I think I'm going to start. I'm going to get a horse and like ride around. So I think I'm going to start in Markarth because I believe that's where we get my favorite horse. Now, to get out, you just go to the door and walk through it. So to get to Helgen, you just don't talk to the dragon. You just open the door and go straight. Yeah, here we are. Okay. Hey guys, what's up?
My parents are
It's so overwhelming when you start in an inn because everybody's just like, my daughter and my horse and I garden in the fields and blah blah, and you're just like, ugh. I just kicked over a... Okay. Oh, and I'm gonna get her out of this outfit. I spent all that time gathering stuff, and we need to change her clothes. So here we are. Ooh, it's a nice survival. Yeah, so again, I like to play a little bit, and it's just more fun. Oh shit. Stuff's happening. Okay, get out, get out, get out, get out, get out. I'm also trying to playtest without experiencing too much of the game. Like, I know... I haven't played a lot of Markarth stuff, to be honest with you. I'm very... I'm kind of... I'm kind of a noob to Skyrim, to be honest. Like I said, I've played... The last time I played on my PS4 modded, it was modded even then. Again, I have to make it look better because I just find it too blah. But here are my babies. Look at... they're so cute. I love these guys. That's why we started here. Otherwise, I would normally start in like Riverwood or Whiterun. And that's why alternate perspective is good because... it gives you... Wait, what? It gives you money to start. Who sells me the horse? Is it you?
Need something?
Oh, alright. The other guy looks like the guy... He looks like he's got cat whiskers painted on his face. Alright.
Like I said, she's all saddled.
Thanks, bruh. So basically, we're gonna have a look at the UI overhaul and Berserkyr. I just have a little chat. So here's Berserkyr. We had a nice, clear, crisp day. Look at that. I think my main thing that I love... sorry. I shouldn't play like this because it's silly, but I like it because it makes it more exciting. When ripping back and forth between all the towns. So, yeah. What I like about Berserkyr is... Am I going the right way? What I like about Berserkyr is it is really high contrast and really bright. And I think it lends itself well to this world because it's kind of like harsh and it feels harsh and unforgiving with the brightness of the sun. Especially in the tundra, like around Whiterun, it's so bright and like the sun's just beating you up, you know? So I love that about it. You can see the Nordic UI / Sky HUD on screen right now. Ooh, that was kind of awkward. It changes the cursor, or not the cursor, the, what's it called? Compass at the top. You can see it just changes the iconography a bit and the status bars. You can see at the bottom left it kind of changes the way the status bar looks, which is kind of nice. But I do think that with Sky HUD, oh jeez, I did not prepare myself. So let's do that now. Here's Nordic UI. Like you can see my cursor, it's like a little target. And then these types, like where my cursor is now, it just gives you these little embellishments that gives, I think, Sky UI a nice little rustic Nordic embellishments. That's what we're gonna call it. Have I changed yet? No, we haven't changed our clothes. Oh, Lord. Super unprepared. La-di-da, la-di-da, la-di-da. Yeah. I think we're gonna do sword. Otherwise we're not gonna be able to defeat these doggies. I was hoping not to, like, come across anything right now because I'm completely at the beginning of... Oh, but you can see Sky HUD here too, which is nice. I am assuming that's Sky HUD. It's kind of confusing. Nordic UI requires Sky HUD, and it's kind of confusing. Which is which. But I think Sky HUD is what's giving you all the progress bars and stuff like that. So, anyways, basically we're going to just be looking at Berserkyr and how it affects the world at the moment. Yeah, so next we're gonna probably just do the textures and character overhaul and stuff so that, you know, the world looks a little nicer. But you can see how bright and like harsh it looks. I really like it. And Berserkyr, I'm talking about, the skies for all weather types just look astounding. Like, it's so beautiful. When it's at night, a full moon, like, it's very blue cast, so I can understand people not liking that. But it's pretty realistic, because when you go out at night and there's a big moon in the sky, like, that's kind of what it does. It makes the blue, it gives you that bluish light. But it's pretty exaggerated for this, and you'll see it at some point. What I love is the depth of field it makes in the sky. Like, depending on the angle you're at, it gives you this twinkling star effect. It's beautiful. When it rains, like thunderstorms, it's got like a crazy like greenish tinge. It's wild. It's so good. There's our ugly parallax. I want to get that fixed, because that's horrendous. Whoop, what just happened? Was that a bear trap? I didn't even know those existed. I don't know, the horse was like, bleh! So yeah, so here it is. We're just gonna go to Whiterun, I guess, and chit chat along the way. One of the biggest struggles that I have right now, and I think I mentioned this in the last video, it's that the distant terrain fixing and the grass fixing. I tried a lot of grasses. I'm not gonna lie, I tried a lot. This is like really neon. I think that I can't even, the names are like things that I can't pronounce or remember even without looking them up. One of them starts with an F, as in Frank, and one starts with an S, like Skokandi or something. I don't know. I can't. I'm gonna butcher. They are pretty intensive in terms of performance, like they tank performance. And so I had originally had, oh, what's going on up here? We got more kerfuffle. I originally had cathedral landscape and a couple other things, and I think what I'm going to settle on is cathedral landscape, Vedasbram, which is nice, and it adds some really nice stuff in Riften. And then Origins of the Forest. That's 3 things, which is crazy, I know. But all in all, it looks good, and performance-wise, it's not too crazy. Like, I can still get a solid 50. Let's see where we're at now. Yeah, it's pretty low, and we don't even have any grass. We're not even at 60 right now, which is kind of wacky. We'll see what happens on that front. A little concerned. I usually like to save the animals from the wolves. Where is this little asshole? Here he is. Hey, get back here. Yeah, I don't know. I'm weird. I get upset when I can't save the animals. Does anyone else see that? When you see them chasing like a deer or a rabbit, you're just like, get out of here. Poor things. Anyways, it's just me being goofy. Yeah, so, a couple of things I know I'm going to have to study is how to, because when you add grasses, they tend to just spill all over the place. All over the roads, they're all over the, what the heck? I know. They're all over the road, they're all over the water, like they're in the streams and stuff, and it's just really stupid. So figuring out how to, there's some file editing stuff that you have to deal with to make the grasses not do that. So I need to learn that, and I need to learn the whole LOD generating system. There's 2 tools for that, as far as I know. One of them is Dynalod. I might be saying that wrong, but I think that one deals more with objects like trees and grasses in the distance. And then the XGen LOD, I believe, deals with landscape. So the mountains and like the ground and stuff, like the mesh of like the ground like this here kind of thing. So that's going to be a whole mood. I'm not looking forward to that. I don't like learning whole systems and new tools and stuff, but we're going to have to get there. So I think that that's it. We've covered everything new. Here's an example of Lux Via, part of the whole Lux system. It adds neat little just architectural details along the road. So this little gazebo thing, with it just adds some signage in an interesting way, which is cute, and we love it. As well as, you know, it adds some bridges, like there's some bridges down there over by Riverwood. So it's nice, and it adds fires, which I like because when playing survival, this warms you up. It's patched for that, and it also lets you see. Because some of these ENBs can be really dark at night. I've struggled because my monitor's a bit dark as well, and I've changed the settings as much as I can. And this monitor that I'm playing on is darker than my other one, so it's kind of hard to play crazy ENBs with that. So yeah, this is it. This is Berserkyr, and we've got Nordic UI here with the kind of funky icons. They're kind of, I don't know, it just has this slightly more rustic but still minimalist, simplistic design that I'm just really into. I'm a graphic designer by trade, so this is just my jam. UI is my jam. Yeah, that's it. That's gonna end part 2 of the modding diaries. Ooh. Talvi, you are looking very tired. So, the game just told me she was tired, so let's go send her to the inn. And yeah, see you guys next time. Bye-bye.